are live. All right. Weird. Just gonna double check. All right, a few small adjustments before I get into this. Is probably gonna sit like this. Hopefully, gonna sit like this. And okay, from this point on, assuming it didn't just freeze the game, the audio should be much clearer. Oh boy. It's not letting me back into it. Okay, gonna have to close it and restart it. Gonna take a little while. Shit happens. It's just main thread issues, pretty much. Gotta get used to it. Okay, gonna have to close it and restart it. Gonna take a little while. My microphone's definitely loud enough, but shit happens. Once this new startup of the game goes. Alright, now it's starting up. Gotta get used to it. Okay, I'm closing the memory graph now just to check latency. My microphone's definitely loud enough, but once this new startup of the game goes. Alright, now it's starting up. Gotta get used to it. I'm closing the memory graph now just to check latency. It's a really delayed echo there. I think it's from watching the stream over here. No, it's not, because it's the same phrase that keeps repeating. I'm gonna close the stream out from my phone, but oh, see how long that lasts. Wow, that was probably really loud. Because I heard the phrase "have to get used to it" a lot of times. Shouldn't have been more than one. Two with an echo once, but hopefully I'm still in frame. Because this software does not seem to have an overlay. That's our new one. While it loads up, I'm gonna go swap out a battery. Okay, I can't afford the upgrade on it, but yeah, I forgot about max contracts before upgrading. This is getting cut off as some weird glitch from one of my mods. I don't know. I used to know which one, but I haven't played this in a month or so. Alright, I'm gonna move the microphone a little closer. Okay. So, best we can do right now is a Mark 1 command pod, a Mark 16 parachute, add a new stage, go into the parachute, minimum pressure 75, altitude of 1,000 is fine. And a solid fuel booster, but do we have any coupling? We don't. Okay, so yep. Shipbox Mark 1. Since I hope to not need to use this much longer than the first few contracts we've got. I have tons of doubt that it could ever get out of the atmosphere. By the time we'd have radial decouplers. And our staging got messed up again. Here we go. Alright, SAS for stability assist, pitch up, and view these. And that's really all we can do. What the fuck is that? Oh, that must be like a little bunker to watch it from. I really don't know. But everything is ready. Just going straight up because I mean we don't want to go that far from the runway. And go ahead and grab a crew report up here. Stage our parachute. Still moving up. It's a lot higher than I thought we'd get. Probably at least 20,000 meters. If we had other rockets, we could actually get this thing into an orbit. Other engines, sorry. Okay, real quick, I am going to look at the stream. Pulling it up now, just to make sure I'm in frame. Because I really feel like I'm not. So it zoomed all the way out and zeroed for tilt and pan. Which isn't an actual lens change, it just crops the image. I'm gonna mute it, try and prevent echo on this. Yeah, I'm good. Sounds like the echoing's gone. That was a short time to listen to it with. Alright, we're coming back down really fucking fast. Alright, Jebediah, you better make me proud here. $7,000. Oh, that's not good. Come on, deploy. Fuck, sorry, Jebediah. Alright, well. He gets to live. Because that was kind of a bad issue to have. Not much I could have done about it, as it were. But, staging for 1,000. And then all we can do to fix that is say, first of all, solid fuel at 56, less than half of what we were using. And this time we have the staging corrected. So, with that done, I can't believe I had an issue with the first launch on something this simple. And an issue that stupid. Alrighty. Keep that crew report. Set the parachute to deploy. Kind of angle it just a little bit. Just slow down the insane amount of drag we get on this. Keep it pointed retrograde for as long as we can. I think that it swapped it around because I changed the camera view mode, which has some really interesting effects on being able to control it on its own. Like it's the spins. Set to deploy to 1,000. Alright. Much better. Probably. Okay. This is the most boring part of manned missions. With the unmanned ones, I don't really ever have a reason, unless they become manned in space at some point, to bring them back for an entry or a re-entry. I'll do entries on some unmanned stuff, but not re-entry. Go ahead and clear all that out. We have science data from Kerbal ready to go. Slow enough, we should be fine. Nice. Quick EVA for this guy. And an EVA report for next to no science. Get back in. And recover vessel. We should get about everything back on that, other than the fuel. Alright, we still got good time. Good. Okay, now then, in order to keep doing these, we need to upgrade that. That one's a little too specific for this early on. This one's good. I don't know if it'll give it to us. I definitely want that one, and I definitely want that one. That one I want. These 3 focus observational surveys are going to be way too tricky at this early in the game, even with the temporary parts we're getting from 3 of those. Alright, back on out. We don't really need money as a administration plan. What we need is more science. I really wish this wasn't a slider right here. Our reputation. That doesn't make sense, but okay. So we don't have enough funds or research to do a setup at like 5% really. So what we are going to do is go back into the VAB. And we have a few contracts. Testing swivel at launch site, so go ahead and Anew. Man pod. Utility, we need a Mark 16 parachute hauled into flight, minimum pressure all the way up, just to be safe, because we're probably not going to get out of the atmosphere anyways. We're going to leave that at full fuel, but we're going to restage. Shipbox Mark II. Save, and you know what? I will come back to fixing that one up, but reload Mark I, launch it. We're not actually going to launch. We're just going to test, as long as it doesn't require testing through staging condition. The flea booster as is required by this one. The missing requirement of having it on there. Oh no. Come on. Just another 50 meters. Not fast enough. Parallel with the surface. Oh god. That is some bad advice. I mean, you don't want to be perpendicular to it, sure, but well, not like we are now, actually. Not far off from where we are now. You'd want to be like around here at the least. At the most, too. I mean, 90 degrees is exactly where you want it. I'm not going to be able to hit 90 degrees because our heading's all fucked up by now. Hard to see it over my center speaker. I'm going to shift that over to the side. I'll push it back in case there's any center sound in this game. I don't want it going into the microphone. Alrighty. Recover the vessel. We're going to need a lot of science. This is going to be a pain in the ass, really. Don't want any of these, do we? Yeah, no, there are also specific locations, not just altitudes above. Only because we're gonna knock out a contract or two on this contract attempt. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been worth it. Something easier would probably come along, but it won't until we clear out a contract. All right, open up Shipbox Mark II. Promise we'll have better names in no time. Okay. Discard that. Our contracts are testing at launch site, testing in flight, We also have a requirement to test couplers. And we don't need this monopropellant. I shouldn't have deleted all those. That last one, I've never seen red text on it. But it also doesn't look like we failed any. Don't know. But this is at land, not splashdown. Okay, well we've got it on there. Not really where we want it, but because it's gonna shoot us right in the air. We have no liquid fuel to test this with. So, I guess we'll do that one first. And then hopefully have enough science to unlock something. To pull that off. 2 contracts, believe it or not. Would preferably believe it. Well, we're already off to a bad start. No XP gain still. And we can't reject it because rejecting contracts hurts us. We just have to wait, really. It's stupid, but we have no other real option. Testing hammer, solid fuel booster. Make it orange. Orange. Can't believe we already have this at the start. That's weird. Because there's like nothing you can really do with it that early on. But then again, structural components are unlocked so fucking far in the tree that it's stupid. Only one issue. Yep. Uh-oh. Activate through staging sequence. Revert to vehicle assembly. Because we have some work to do. This can't be done yet. That's a lot of delta V though. Oh, because it weighs nothing in general. There's also no throttle control in the end. So what we would do is we would say take a TD12 decoupler and put that on. It's good on this stage. Delete the second stage because it's going to autofill this one, hopefully. With fuel tank and yeah, this black choice is orange. Orange. Yeah, there's some orange on it. This isn't one of the worst ones. Swivel's not a bad engine, really. continue to use it for probes, but it's about getting out. So we're talking 194 meters second at delta V. We have no radial couplers, so fairly limited still. Go ahead and pop that off and all quick as an yep. And 371, our total mass is low enough so we can duplicate that again. Come on, keep hitting the wrong keys. It's a bit long. This isn't gonna get us into orbit. Okay, so as much as I'd like to put some science stuff on it, we do not have any reason to do it just yet. Better off doing it with a scientist on board while it's still fully unused. Potential for maximum science. Better yet, on our way to building space stations much later on. We can hold out that long to get Kerbal science experiments done. Yeah, this takes both, unfortunately. That's gonna just about do it. It's fairly expensive for this early on, but situation is still in Kerbal. Let's say we can get 678. Let's burn that long. Burn time of 29 seconds. ISP is 250. Program. Program for the rocket equation. Okay. Alright, we're gonna launch this, see what happens. Probably nothing too good. But if we can get the parachute hauled into flight where we need it, I'll be happy. We also can't test this until in flight. All right, everything's a go. Gotta get it to 21,000 to 27,000 meters before we can test that. It's tricky. Ain't gonna work, not like that. Revert to vehicle assembly. We still have another option. That is taking these off, adding another coupler. This is where it gets way too long. Because we don't have radial couplers, these have to rely on nothing but themselves. 451 meters second delta V. What else can we do? always a plus. This is definitely too long, but if it's short enough to go on our launching area, I'm happy with it, I guess. And it is. It's just about light now. Alright, go ahead and it'll do. Our math is a little shitty, but we're really working with limited resources here. Put it in maneuver mode and over in a contract menu. It's not gonna want to turn. Not like I want it to, at least. Whatever, we got some pitching going on here. Climb to 10,000 meters at least before we fire again, assuming we don't spin out because we lost our arrow. It seems to be holding attitude pretty well. Alright, here we are, 12,000 meters. Okay, apoapsis is a go. Okay, we're going slow enough now. Ooh. Just need to go a little bit further. Hopefully we don't exit the atmosphere. Because if we do, we are fucked. Nobody wants that to happen. Yeah, 313 kilometers. That's insane. We had like no delta V and poor pitching. Holy shit. It's a pretty fucking good orbit. I mean, wasn't pitched to get the orbit, but Apoapsis with that little fuel. A 4,485 unit cost all in, including pieces that would have to be Alright, just like that, that's good. Go ahead and save it, launch it. We did accomplish our contract, but we reverted so that we wouldn't have to find a new pilot for the next basically year worth of gameplay in game time. Mode is maneuver, contract overlay, SAS is on, and launch pitch right. Yaw right, whatever. Rolling. A little bit of a gravity assist. Gonna cut off engine until 10,000 kilometers or 10,000 meters. And delta V is close to 1,300 at that point. Alright, we do need to bleed our speed before we get there. Can't be faster than 290 meters per second. It can't be slower than 100 meters per second. 0.0 on both. And we're within range now. Just need to get to the right altitude. Our apoapsis is set to get us there. Alrighty, we did it. Let's make chips out. Well, we don't actually have the right nodes for it. Anything about vessel info? Unless we go into the map. 1.65 tons. Okay. Looking to re-enter soon. Well, we never exited. Yeah, we don't get to see these until, I don't know, tracking center upgrade maybe? Just keeping an eye on it. But we got most an hour left for this, which is a good amount of time. We'll get some shit done. And pretty decent frame rates. But then again, there's nothing out there. I'm not even sure how much debris we have. All right, we are re-entering. Probably land right around here. Fuck, we're gonna be going way too fast. Sorry, Jebediah. We lost attitude control. Not too much we can do about that. Really? But just check on some details here. That could help. Good. Less mass, less drag. Not really looking for anything too substantial this time. We just need to get up there. It's a really bad fucking pitch though. Yep, there it goes. Alright, we need to fix the arrow considerably. Three of them. And over overlay center of mass. End up with our arrow a little too high, but is there a gimbal on the solid field booster? How the fuck were we controlling the movement then? It's weird. I mean, just torque motor, I guess. Thank God it's unrealistically effective. Alright, it's a downward pitch towards 90. Cut it. Uh-oh. Hopefully we can bleed off enough speed. Nope. Okay, revert to assembly. This is getting bad. I'm not good with these really shitty engine options. 2 different boosters, 1 engine, and only 1 fuel tank choice. Bad arrow, no thrust controllers besides what's on board in these. For to have a little bit more engineering opportunity. Where the fuck is anyone driving? But I wanted to do a new career save for this whole series in preparation of the sequel coming out. Who knows when? Next year, this year, next year? As soon as possible, hopefully. Okay. Before we kill our battery all the way. Oh, land is okay. Okay, sure. Hopefully we bleed off enough of that speed. I wouldn't have taken this contract up top if I had noticed the speed requirement at that high of an altitude. It's pretty stupid. As long as it doesn't pitch down, we shouldn't have an issue, but I know I said, but at least doing the crew reports. There's like only one other crew report, as far as I know, other than landing spots. Actually, if we're excluding landing spots, there are no more within atmosphere of Kerbal. There are flying over ones, but I can make a plane for that. I'm gonna go ahead and save, and at all costs, figure out a way to land like this. We weigh 900 something kilos, or 890 kilos, something kilo, either way. But less than 990, that's for sure. 0.9 tons, and they use floats for this game instead of doubles, so precision errors mean they round early. But I'm guessing that's why they round so much earlier than needed. They could just truncate instead of round, but that's not even an issue with it being a float. I'm seeing more games start to use doubles, which is nice, even some older ones. Indie games, that is. I'm going to show what AAA studios do. They should already know how to do whatever they need to be doing. Alright, we're getting in there. It looks so close, doesn't it? Really not. I don't even have a shadow yet. I don't know what these little line glitches are from. I think it's not screen tearing clearly, but some sort of weird shadow shader issue, really. They did a decent job with the water shaders. I never noticed that before. Like, considering there's like no shaders in the game. That wasn't supposed to be graphically impressive. It's pretty good. Ah, shit. Okay, well, we never managed to haul our parachute into flight above Kerbal within the parameters of the contract on that one. Escaping the atmosphere is easily enough done, but we potentially need heat shields to re-enter, or unmanned, which comes probably a bit further, or at least unmanned that's, got any of the SAS controls we would want. There we go, nice and soft. Try and get an EVA report for the water. I think a spacesuit was necessary. I mean, solid fuel boosters could get us pretty fucking far with no way of turning them off other than decoupling, but you can't decouple them while they're active. I'm surprised we actually lived through that. I didn't even think about that. Decoupling the final one while it was still on, because it's still at fuel and can't be turned off until it's out. It doesn't turn off. I should have either just stayed on our trajectory and continued to push us up, or one of us should have misaligned from the other end just enough to still intercept and then blown up. Didn't happen. Weird. No XP gain. What do you need from me to get some XP, dude?
Aha!
Ooh, cool name. Yeah, nothing too good there. I want to get rid of these. Get rid of that. And times symmetry. Go for 4. We got the funds. These aren't that expensive. Yeah, they're 25 units a piece, aren't they? Yeah, not bad. Alright, reset symmetry. Our goal this time is to... So, I don't want to see that all the time. Our goal is to... Not that, well, eventually, but for now. 4,000 meters to 8,000 meters, 40 meters per second, 220 meters per second speed that goes within this altitude. Means that grab the decoupler, take this decoupler along with the booster attached to it, discard it. I think we're starting to run out of time. Yeah. It's a wild card for how much time we got left here. We'll see. Might end this stream suddenly. My girlfriend gets home in the next little bit, but I'm expecting her probably by no earlier than like 6 o'clock, which is, it's 5:21, so we got some time. Hopefully, maybe not. I'll hear her trying to lock the door. Probably gonna say my goodbyes to the stream. She might go right to bed. 797 meters a second. This should be enough. We only need to get 4,000 to 8,000 meters above sea level. And, oh, it's just someone trying to congratulate me. Big whoop, right? This is the Mark 16 parachute. 4,000 to 8,000. Read off that speed as quick as we can. All right, we pulled it off. Look at it go. Alright, that's a bad choice. This shit will just spin out of control very quickly. How much debris are we looking at by now? Okay. We'll get to it. So, save that. Should go off for semi-deployment in a few seconds. Full deployment in about another second. And now. Ooh, almost did some damage to the landing pad there. Or worse. There's a lot of worse things that could happen right about here. I don't actually fully know what half this shit is. Never noticed them here before. I know that's the landing pad. Honestly, it looks like a crow's nest right here. Not so much from up here. It looks unambiguous. Sorry. Ambiguous. But from right about here, you can see it's got walls. think those are actually just like little wedges. I don't think they're roads. I think it just sits between them and gets locked into place on these. And actually those are raised all the way along. Alright, we need to get you some fucking experience, dude. Here, get out. Oh yeah, he can't, can't plant a flag. It's an astronaut. Upgrade. I mean, he should be getting some because he's completing actions for the first time in his history, in addition to our company's history. Just no XP gain, no matter what we do. I don't know what to do about that. That is a massive speed range, 50 to 1,000, 140. $38,000 to 41,000 meters. Take it. How is that sub? I mean, I guess you could make it suborbital with periapsis super low, but it's not even low orbit in the end. Too small of a speed range. Go back to active. 38,000, 41,000. Think we can push it a little further? Go for it. 2 coupler tests, 1 radial, 1 standard decoupler. The highest one is the regular decoupler. So that's good where it's at. Oh, this isn't a test. This is just a haul. This one is a test, though. So yeah, just have it in there. Good to go. As long as we don't deploy it early. Alright, I'm going to take these fins off for right now. I'm going to drop that off. Reattach. And to do a fucking really convenient thing here. 2 of these. We actually don't have fuel hoses yet, but we may be able to hook this up using, we probably also don't have arrow noses, we don't. And now it's not connected. Hopefully this is something that's a little more properly done in the sequel. This is a little stupid, isn't it? I'll turn down my mouse staging. That's really a normal mouse motion for my hand, but thank God I can stage it here. Get back up. That's really fucking annoying when I don't want it slow. Move tool. Go ahead. just like that. Mark 2A, because it's going to take off. We don't actually have these parts, and then we'll have to rebuild this whole thing, because it'll say we don't own these parts, they're invalid, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go ahead and remove these again here. Move it from this one. Alright, save it. Regular place tool, and well, we could cut off some. No, we can't actually. Structural components, nothing to do there. We don't have the right arrow components. So since we actually can't asparagus stage in reality, well, let's try it. Let's try it. So what should happen is, here, look at fuel delivery overlay. What we want to have happen is we want the fuel from these to flow into the fuel here. And then they all fire at the same time. And in addition to that, we also do this. Oh my god, get back here. I'm trying to grab the decoupler with it. Not as good as it's going to get there, probably. That's fairly even. But they are not distributed very well. These are distributed fine, but the original ones are not. Which should be taken off last, actually. I'm not seeing delta V on here for some weird reason. Oh, because, yeah, fuel priority still needs to be worked on. Just a little bit lower. That's about good. Okay. So, what should happen is those ones detach after these ones are detached, which are the second ones I put on, not the ones I just replaced, but the one between, I guess. So I redid the original one, which is this one. These two are the original. These two are the ones that will, in theory, deplete fuel first, because normally you would have a fuel hose for the two second ones, the ones that deploy and detach first, which are these ones. You have fuel hoses, like this one would have a fuel hose connecting to this one, and this one would have a fuel hose connecting to this one, or this one to that one, and that one to this one, whatever, doesn't matter, as long as they don't connect to the same one and each of them has the right connection. Meaning that the fuel flows out of these and into the one that it's connected to, into the ladder to detach. Meaning that these automatically deplete their fuel earlier on. And then these two, the ones that detach second, and technically last, have their fuel hoses going straight into here, into these tanks, which means that they deplete fuel between these first ones and this main one. And you might be thinking, well, why not just add more fuel tanks? Well, it gives you better delta V, higher delta V, without the extra weight because you shed these off early on. You don't have to do some weird shit where you connect them onto the connected ones like instead of having these on the side, having these two on the side, this one, the one you can't see right now, and then having these two instead of being connected to the main one, connect to that. That's weird. It imbalances it. Tons of other issues. Also, normally we would have arrow nose cones of appropriate size on top of this. We don't actually own any, so that's where we're stuck at for now. We probably have enough science to unlock them, maybe, if they're on the next unlockable tree area as of right now. Though I don't feel like going and checking, because that's not really that important. What's important is having fuel hoses. It might be possible to do it without it. Reconnect that. Shift X to get zero symmetry, just in case we do something stupid again. And fuel delivery overlay like this. These have a priority of 10. They're full priority to go into here. I guess these don't have crossfeed. They do have crossfeed. Toggles an editor and flight. Decoupler, disable staging, blah blah blah, rigid attachment. Nothing good there. So I am going to go ahead and save this and back out of the VAB. Hopefully we don't have to reload it once we pop back in here. I just want to see where fuel hoses lie. They'd be somewhere along this tree. Advanced rocketry, no. General construction, no. That's a cable tie, strut connector, I mean. Fuel systems, they don't come into play until fuel systems at 90 science. Which requires either advanced rocketry or general construction, both of which are 45 points. And in order to get either of those, you have to get general rocketry, which is 20. We have enough for that. But I'd rather focus on survivability or stability or something else for the meanwhile. Oh, they put the radial decoupler in stability. Huh. Right where you get aerodynamic nose cones. Of 1 meter. That's not a meter tall. It doesn't show you the cross profile on it, so I'm not gonna buy it because I don't know exactly what size category it falls into just right now. I don't feel like pulling out my phone in the last few minutes of the stream just to check it. It involves finding the right wiki page because they've been renamed since a major edit to the wiki has been done, most likely. So launch it as is, and they should all deplete evenly. We should also have like next to no control over the rocket because we have no extra thrust or torque, I mean. And the arrow, we don't even put wings on it yet. There is one of my submodules in my other career save that I play on most of the time that I've made an asparagus stage, fit for most payloads, that doesn't need any arrow regardless of what you attach it to. It's just positioned somehow without replacing any of the items and fine-tuning it to get it like that or testing at all. It doesn't need wings or any arrow. It's just perfectly aerodynamic somehow. Well, it does have nose cones on these, but that alone doesn't fix the arrow issue that a rocket has with or without staging off to the side like this. So we're probably not going to get too far. But look at how fast it is. They're all depleting right now. But that would happen. Oh, and that's why you need arrow. So let's go back in. It was a shot in the dark if I had managed to reproduce it. The odds are probably pretty low of getting it again without just copying the submodule as is. That's why I saved it. It was too perfect. I can place that into this game once I get the parts out. The design of it, that is. I have the parts unlocked. It's fair game, really. When we... too many parts. Still too many parts. What the fuck can we do about that? Not much, huh? We gotta do it to all of the outer ones at the least at this point. Grab that, grab the fuel tank. Unfortunately, now we have 27 and 30 parts instead of closer to 30 and 30. Or even just these two still having 3 stacked. But that's life. We're getting near the end of time here for streaming. For now. Probably get back on it later tonight. If I get lucky enough to do so. But schedule permitting. Right now my schedule is not really my control. As far as what happens after the stream until late at night. Everything should be good. Other than throttle. There we go. 42,000 to 48,000. We just have to hope we don't exit atmosphere because we're not coming back in if we do. Yeah, I didn't even mean to hit space, but that sort of shit. We got lucky that that didn't kill him. Revert it to vehicle assembly because we have drag on those. I could pull up the aerodynamic debug overlay, but it's not really worth it. The load time, proving it in general, I already know how it is. Because I know it is not streamlined properly in the first place. I knew that going in. Even with adding those wings, that it wouldn't be enough. And possibly the wings alone might not even make the difference with these already included. Set those to dark. Oh, they renamed it instead of orange. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, we got it. That was a close fucking call. Craft has too many parts. 31 of 30. That's right, because we took off 4 parts. What can you do? I mean, take those wings off and hope that it is aerodynamic with the nose cones and that the wings were superfluous. Superfluous? Superfluous. It's definitely a word. Just popped into my head for use in that context. Probably right. Don't know why I'm questioning it either. What? Well, let's get on with it. 73 meters already. Look at that. If only we could just build it 70 kilometers tall. Just decouple, and then we're in space, dude. Easy peasy. We just need to build them taller. That's the secret to space flight. None of that went to plan. That is a ballistic right there. Oh god. Oh god. Because the fuel isn't depleting evenly, they should be staged together, and in general, we're gonna go ahead and redo this whole concept. I'm gonna save it even though we're redesigning this quite a bit. Alright. For Mark II Beta, we know we can't pull off asparagus staging as it currently exists. Too limited. But what we can do is add in, that should be enough. Center of mass, center of arrow, and center of thrust, and then center of arrow, sorry. Look at that, we actually have some arrow. That's kind of bizarre, really. Orange. Yes, look at how orange it is now. Gray and orange. See how it's no longer really gray or orange? It's black, isn't it? I mean, I'm colorblind, but I still have my standards. There's only so much you can lie about before I will take a stand. Vessel has, what is that, 14 parts? That is a little low. Yeah, that automatically does that push into it, but it seems clean enough. And then go ahead and save before we pull this off. Alright, I'm not sure how much the angle really affects it. We also don't have, the proper test equipment to get truly engineered aerodynamics in place, but I wish it would just kind of know when the fuel would run out, but as it stands, it makes it seem like the solid fuel boosters will have fuel exactly as long as they are staged, along with our, God, this is so ugly, our main stage down there. It is pretty fucking ugly. There's no denying it. I don't think we're gonna pull off what we want to pull off here. Oh shit. Alright, revert flight to vehicle assembly. In case we have to revert it to launch again, I don't want to have to fix this every time. What we're fixing is this. The boosters were separately staged, so they were just dead weight at launch. With the default staging not messed with. Well, it would default from the build that we put together. One of my common issues, which is why I save a lot of my vehicles, because there's a lot of redundancy in this game. Getting stuff up properly involves getting stuff engineered certain ways for certain payloads, and after that there's not much change other than payload. Just drag and drop the payload into it and give it a go. Still no experience. I'm not happy with this dude. Kinda giving Kerbal Space Program a bad name here. That being our company, not the game. We really should rename the company. I think we're about out of time, but let's give this a go first. Why are you spinning? Okay, so since at some point from an update since I last played, rotation of wing does actually change aero effect, because that was wild. It was cool, but not what we want. Go ahead and save it, and I'm not even all that happy with how these are running. They're not adding much lift surface area, and there's minimal drag to be reduced as the command pod matches up well with the seas. Like, I mean, it's a little but the game doesn't get that detailed with it. Gravity is calculated differently even. But that's not where aero comes from, is it? Otherwise we would have aerodynamics in space, where there's still gravity. Or on the moon, where there's still gravity. But no atmosphere. But the new development team going in for the sequel of this game, I'm curious what they will do with things like how gravity was calculated by Private Division, the original team. Squad maybe have been involved. I know 2K was not that involved in the project despite it being under their name. Otherwise it wouldn't look like this. Do about that sort of shit, honestly. Get rid of these. Don't really need them anymore. But symmetry is off. Where the fuck is our auto strut control? I guess we don't need it. We do have the physics mod to make this more playable. With getting good frame rates. I'm moving my mouse, but you're not gonna be able to see that part because this isn't a desktop capture. It was where my frame rate was. It's about 200. Although some of my settings, including auto strut being available or advanced tweaks or whatever it's called, that contains auto strut are clearly on because there's no vehicle traffic at the VAB right now. Which is a huge change in performance. Oh man, I never really took a look around at it in the early stages. This is unupgraded. You got scaffolding where they're going to be building all the weird, drivable, different floors here. Guys, we are really running out of time. Give it a whirl, and then I'm going to cut the stream short. Do a little bit of the boring work of getting science unlocked before I start up the next stream. Because it's going to be a grind, and it's not going to be interesting. And if I continue the stream, even if I had the chance to keep streaming for the rest of the day, while getting the science stuff out of the way, the boring part, getting the science points, would take so long that the rest of the stream after, where it would start getting actually interesting and fun again for watching and viewing, would be eclipsed by the boringness. And yeah, no one wants to sit through it, that's for sure. So just not even really hoping to get these out of the way with this, just trying to figure out the right approach for space flight with this little of equipment without having to grind the research points out like I had done in previous playthroughs. So let's give it a go. up out of the atmosphere. If we can bleed off enough speed, we did not succeed. Okay, I actually can pull this off. We pulled off the last contract just because we got up there. But the speed was too high, so solid fuel at 187, thruster limit at 80.5, just for sake of ease. And give it a whirl. How much delta V are we running at this point? Because it should take a lot more to get out of the atmosphere and into orbit. But if we were actually controlling these attempts, yeah, it's not even 3,000, is it? Stop right there and wish that hadn't happened to us. We have enough speed to pull this off. Need to gain a few more meters. We have the right apoapsis to pull this off. I can feel the time crunch happening right now. All right, there they are. We have the right speed to pull off hauling the decoupler into flight. Now it is just a matter of re-entry. We have left almost all of the atmosphere behind. We're just gonna run with the name that it got automatically because, yeah, we're on a time crunch now. It's almost 6, 5:57. I really wish these popped off with the decoupler. I suppose we could put them lower and put fuel priority high on these low ones. Well, we can't T-stage them and keep the engine on. Sorry, never mind. All right, we are dropping vertical speed. Like, yeah, I know we could escape the atmosphere. I know we're capable of doing it, but can we get back in? Not with our current equipment. We have the right decouplers to be able to stage a second engine, but we only have one engine, non-booster engine, to play with. We need a second engine regardless of what we're running for Delta V, because we need to destage the one that gets us out into orbit when we're exiting. And then we need the second stage with the extra fuel and the emptied fuel tanks to staged and the old engine to stage for lesser weight to get us into a retrograde burn back into the atmosphere. Drag is not slowing us down right now. Not good. There's the atmosphere. We didn't have a burn to slow. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. I have to burn and hope. All right. Should make contact pretty soon. Most of our drag is gone. As soon as we splash down, that'll be the end of the stream. Good timing. It could have been about a minute better. But we're almost down. Soon as we touch down. 10 meters. EVA report. Alright, reset that because you got nothing from it. And clear these out. 4 and 2. Cover vessel. Next up will be mainly fixing up contract allocations for Science Boost via administration planning. Still no XP gain. I don't know what's wrong with them. These things. But that'll be done. Is that a Dictron on the whiteboard? I don't know. Duh, it's a fucking rocket. Thought it was weird. Because it would have been weird. Alright, that's it.